Hello friends, I'm Katie Jane and I'm here to tell you about one of my most favorite picture books of 2018. Now, maybe you've heard of a guy named Drew Daywalt, the guy who did The Day the Crayons Quit. I know you love him. Well, guess what? This is one of his new books. It is called The Epic Adventures of Huggie and Stick. Huggie is a stuffed rabbit. Stick is a stick. Both of them belong to a boy named Reese and usually are riding around his backpack, but one day they fall out of the backpack and go on a worldwide adventure. And the story is told from both of their points of view. So Stick tells the story sometimes and Huggie tells the story sometimes, but they do not agree on what happened. For example, after Stick is talking about saving the day and breaking Huggie's fall, do you know what Huggie says? Dear diary, there's a stick in my butt. Oh! That is not how Stick told the story. So this is a hilarious adventure between two, are they friends? At the beginning? Not so sure, but I bet they'll be friends at the end. Make sure you get the new Drew Daywalt, The Epic Adventures of Huggie and Stick.
Hi, I'm Mr. Justin. I'm here to tell you about two of my favorite picture books that came out in 2018. They are both about things that sometimes we just can't control, like yawns and feelings. The first one is Stop That Yawn by Caron Levis, and the pictures are by Yawn Pham. Now this book is about Gabby Wild, and she's had enough of bedtime. So she grabs her grandma and they get on her bed and they go on an adventure to the never sleeping city. But when they're on a wild roller coaster ride, her grandma can't contain her yawn and it spreads to everyone in never sleeping city until it reaches you, the reader. So see if you can contain your yawn while you read Stop That Yawn. And next, The Rabbit Listen is about a boy Taylor who builds a lovely, lovely tower of blocks until it comes crashing down, and he doesn't know what to do with all the feelings, so everyone offers him advice and tells him exactly what they should do. But as the title says, what really helps is when his friend Rabbit just sits and listens. So if you are in the mood for a book about yawns or feelings, then I recommend either of these two.
Hi there, Miss Annabeth here. So did you grow up like I did, loving Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore? Well, I certainly did, and that is a big reason why I picked up this book, Winnie's Great War by Lindsay, Mattick, and Josh Greenhut, with beautiful art by Sophie Blackell. So in this story, it is all inspired by the real life bear that gave life to the Winnie the Pooh stories. Now, this book starts out with Winnie, the tiny little bear cub, in the Canadian wilderness, and then the story takes us to a different place when she kind of gets adopted by this Lieutenant Harry Colburn and his Canadian infantry friends. And she, along with her new friends, goes across the sea and into the Great War. Now, this bear is no ordinary bear. And the book is written from Winnie's perspective and her interactions with not only Harry and the other infantrymen, but also the interactions with the horses that are also traveling with the brigade and the small mice that are on the ship as they're going across the sea. It is a fabulous story. So if you're into animals or historical fiction or just love Winnie the Pooh and sweet, sweet stories, then this is the book for you. Now, if you also have some younger readers that maybe are not quite ready for the chapter book version, there is also Finding Winnie. Now, Finding Winnie is also the same story, but a short and more condensed version. And the great thing about this book is that it won the Caldecott a few years ago. So you know it's really, really good. So you've got lots of options for your young readers and then your older readers. And I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Miss Tracy, and today I want to talk to you about one of my very favorite books of 2018, Granted by John David Anderson. This is the story of Ophelia Delphinium Fidgets. Isn't that a great name? I like it a lot. Well, Ophelia is a fairy, and she lives in a magical land called Haven, and she's one of a very few special fairies who grants wishes. Ophelia is new at the wish granting business. In fact, at the beginning of this book, she gets her first mission, to grant the wish of a little girl who wants a purple bicycle because hers has been stolen. Now, Ophelia is a great planner and she's very organized. and she thinks that these skills will help her finish the mission and she will have no problems whatsoever. But there's some things that you just can't plan for if you've never been out in the real world. And unfortunately, this is the first time Ophelia has ever left Haven. As soon as she flies out of Haven, she realizes that she's going to have to share the sky with some pretty scary things. First, she meets a big flock of honking geese. And if that's not scary enough, then a big airplane comes along and blows her completely off course. Now Ophelia is lost. And if that isn't bad enough, there's a pesky human who is convinced she's an insect and chases her around with a broom. She even chases her into the street and she almost gets hit by a speeding truck. Things are not going well, and Ophelia is beginning to doubt that she can even complete the mission. It would be terrible if she failed at her first mission. What if she has to go home before she finds the little girl? What if she fails at her first mission? What if the little girl doesn't get the purple bicycle? What if the head fairy never lets her grant another wish? There's so many questions. And if you want the answers to these questions, you need to read the book. So, if you like fantasy stories with magic and fairies and adventure, you're going to love Granted by John David Anderson.
Hey everyone, I'm Miss Emma and I'm going to talk to you about You Go First by Erin Kelly. This story is about a girl named Charlotte and a boy named Ben. They live over 1,000 miles apart from each other, but they meet on an online Scrabble game and quickly become friends. The past few months have been hard on both of them. Charlotte's dad has been sick and in a hospital, and Ben's parents had just told him that they were getting a divorce. And on top of all that, Charlotte's best friend has decided that she doesn't want to be friends with Charlotte anymore. And Ben has decided that the best way to not think about his parents getting divorced is to run for student council president. While not knowing what either of them are really going through in life, they are both able to give each other advice that helps them out in the long run. This book is an excellent example of what to do when your friends are in crisis and that you can find true, good friends in unexpected places. I would recommend this book to anyone of any age because it has life lessons in it that you can learn no matter how old or young you are. As far as top books of 2018 goes, this one's definitely at the top of my list because of what a great example of true friendship it is. So, and if you like online Scrabble or Words with Friends or something like I do, I play it a lot, this is a really cool book because it's a friendship centered around that. So I think you should definitely give it a read.
Hello everyone, Miss Lindsay here. So today I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite books of 2018. It's called Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. Now I could tell you about Muse of Nightmares, but Muse of Nightmares is actually the sequel to my favorite book of 2017, Strange the Dreamer. So to avoid spoilers, I'm going to tell you about this one instead. So Strange the Dreamer is about an orphan boy. His name is Laszlo Strange. That's where the name comes from. And he is obsessed with this long-lost mythic city called Weep. But the problem is that no one else thinks that Weep ever really existed at all. But one day, all of these people just arrive out of the desert and they claim that they need help and that they're from this city that no one else thought existed. So Laszlo finds himself crossing the desert to go to this magic mythical city of his dreams, but what he finds out there is going to change what he believes about the world and also what he believes about himself. So if you love epic fantasy, a little bit of romance, this series is for you. Hi, my name's Winnie, and today I'm going to tell you about Dread Nation by Justina, Ireland. America's changed forever when the dead begin to rise on battlefields during the Civil War. The horror starts a new nation in a different type of slavery, which laws force natives and blacks to attend combat schools and receive training to put down the dead. Jane McKean attends Miss Preston School for Combat in Baltimore. She studies to become an attendant, trained in both weaponry and etiquette to protect the well-to-do whites. For girls like Jane, it's a chance for a better life. However, as she nears the completion of her education, she longs simply to return to her home in Kentucky. Jane is about to graduate when her friend, Red Jack, asks her to help locate his sister Lily. Jane's attempts to discover Lily's whereabouts lands her in a survivalist colony. Survivalists place Jane under the thumb of a vicious sheriff and a psychopathic family. Jane is tested with finding a way out of Summerland, not only for herself, but also for the people she loves. She must make some unlikely alliances if she is to survive long enough to find her own path to freedom. Ireland crafts a brilliant commentary that explores the topics of oppression, racism, and slavery while simultaneously accomplishing a thrilling ride that has you rooting for Jane's freedom. This is Dread Nation by Justina, Ireland.
Hey guys, it's Katie Jane again, and this time I want to tell you about one of my favorite nonfiction books of the year. I read a lot of nonfiction because I like to learn about things that are true. And this book is called How Tickles Saved Pickles. It is a true story about pigs. One pig, this cute little tiny pig named Pickles, when he was very young, he got very sick and he needed to have new blood put in his little body. Well, can you put human blood in a pig? No, you cannot. So they went on a search to find a pig who could donate blood, and they found a pig named Tickles. Well, Tickles was like a 650-pound pig. And so even though Tickles saved Pickles' life, could Tickles live in the house? No. So then they had to find a new home for Tickles. This story is based on a true story of Instagram star Pickles the pig. So it is filled with actual photos of Pickles and his family, and even of Tickles. Would you like to see Tickles, the enormous pig? I know you want to. Are you ready? It's a very, very big pig. You may want to be a little bit worried. Boom! Look at that. Tickles' head is bigger than Pickles. But they do remain best friends and visit each other a lot, so don't think that Pickles and Tickles don't see each other at the end of the book. If you want to learn more about these precious little pigs, make sure you read How Tickles Saved Pickles.